Welcome, guys. So I'm a little bit of a novice at maple syrup making. Got a bunch of buckets here full of sap, and I made a boiler. I made some videos on this before. Honestly, haven't even posted them yet. But so I made a boiler out of a old stove. Basically, just took off the top burners. It was an electric stove. Took off a couple layers of sheet metal so I could get just to the insert. Cut a couple holes in the bottom for extra airflow. And then I put a pipe on the back. I cut a hole in the back and made a collar to put a stack on, get it up a few feet, and an elbow, shooting it a couple feet behind the stove. Put a damper in there. First year I did it, I did not have a damper in there, and it just went wide open, and it was glowing a lot. I kind of have to clean this one out. I haven't used it for a couple weeks as the sap slowed down, and now it kind of picked back up. So we're gonna go and fire this thing up again. But I used to just use some turkey baster pans. You can see back there, not really the greatest volume or efficiency. Now I made myself a new stainless steel pan here, which is actually the back of a stainless steel dishwasher. So I used a couple 17 millimeter bolts and nuts from Honda to plug off the holes for the old heat coil in the bottom of the dishwasher. And then here, I guess this is my lowest point, or maybe this little rip I made. There was a frame on the bottom of it that I tried to take off with a chisel and a hammer, and it turned out to just rip the metal. So I would advise not trying to take that frame off in that manner. But up to the bottom of this hole here, I think I have about 4 inches, so it won't be a super deep pan, but it was just my time putzing with it. Cleaned it up, washed it out, so it's pretty clean now. It is stainless steel. I guess maybe you can leave a comment and see if you have any knowledge on the metallurgy on these, if that's not safe for food consumption. I don't know. I mean, if you put your dishes in it to wash your dishes, I would hope that it would be fairly safe, because if there's, say, lead in the metal for manufacturing purposes, it wouldn't be very nice to have lead on your dishes when you pull them out thinking they're clean and, hey, I want to eat off of them. So I thought, hey, if it's stainless steel, it shouldn't leak. Obviously, you don't want it leaking in your house. It should hold sap, should be able to boil, and it's got a lot more surface area on the insert of the stove where the fire is. And yeah, volume and surface area, so should help out. At this point, I didn't actually cut a hole underneath here, so there's still the insert, which there again, I'm probably losing some efficiency. I may go ahead and just cut that out so then the flame actually contacts the bottom of the pan itself. But this is basically, a $0 burner if you got an old stove, or your friend's got an old stove and maybe you find an old dishwasher with a stainless steel insides. You can cut this thing up and start a fire. I mean, I guess I bought the damper. That was about it. Old pipe I had laying around. So yeah, I'll fire this thing up. I don't know if I'll cover a video of that, but I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. Put a fire inside, put your sap in, and keep boiling it. So yeah, maybe this inspires you to think of some other ways to make a low-cost boiler if you don't want to spend, say $600 or whatever. $600 is a cheap one, but maybe you don't have that budget, but you have some time and some junk around that you can turn into something useful. So enjoy.